other Saturday, last Saturday to be exact. I don't think no boxing is popping this coming Saturday, which will be Labor Day weekend. Hopefully I get this video up by then. Sometimes the videos kind of get pushed to the back sometimes depending on, you know, what I'm doing. A lot of people say, well, how you keep this thing flowing, man, and have a life? I tell y'all the secret. The secret is this. You gotta have a plan. You gotta have a process. And with a plan and process, it gotta come adjustments. So I always try to work ahead, especially on the days I got an hour lunch at work. People don't understand. They're like, oh, man, you be tired, man. You old, man. Dude, I don't stop working, especially when I get this merch off the ground, do this merch deal. It's just going to be a constant grind. And I don't mind being busy. Keep me out of trouble, keep my mind sharp. But that's what I do. I gather my ideas through the day. Now, if it's a video that's hot that got to be done right away, it's a big video, news video, I get that out the way first. You know, I stop what I'm doing if I can, and I'll knock that video out and put it up. But for the most part, you know, when I don't write my video ideas down, I tend to forget them, and they come back at an inopportune time. But yeah, I got a notepad on the phone. I write down all my ideas, whether they're shorts, videos, whatever. I do the same thing when I budget my money. I want to do a vision board, so when I wake up, I can see the visions or the goals that I have, that I am going to achieve. But yeah, that's how I do it. And then I sit down in the morning. I get up early because I got to feed the animals. I get up early and I knock my videos out. So I say I knock 3 out. Cause I got another channel too, my Detroit channel. So I got to knock videos out over there too. So but I knock about 3 videos out for this channel in the morning. I get up early enough to do 3. Then I do one on the way to work. Then I do one on my first break. So that's 5 right there. And I upload at least 5 times a day. And then on my lunch, you know, I got the new channel, Free Game 89. Check it out. Links in the description and in the link tree. I got my Detroit channel. I knock out 2. So I got a process. And then when I got downtime, and it's hard to separate when the time you need to work and when the time you need to have downtime. So I got to get better at that. I got better at that work balance downtime. But yeah, when I got downtime, man, I just work ahead. That's what I do. When I got downtime, I just work ahead. So, but yeah, you know, Anderson said he want Frank Sanchez next. He said a lot of fans make that comment on Instagram saying that they want to see that fight or whatever. And maybe I'll do a YouTube builder video pretty soon. Y'all want health content, I can start vlogging my fitness content probably once or twice a week. Maybe I'll have a tutorial, and then I'll do an advice video, help y'all out. A lot of people be like, oh man, you lost a lot of weight. Man, I do that damn near every year. I know how to cut my weight down. I got it down to a science, you know. So, you know, people who know me, they know. But I talk about all that. You know, I probably want to start that next week. So I'll talk about all that, you know, how to work out, verbally talk about it. And I'll show y'all some things that I do in the gym. But with Frank Sanchez and Jared Anderson, I mean, that's a dangerous fight. Sanchez, somebody that nobody want to fight. The great thing that makes it fun is that Sanchez is a boring fighter, but Jared Anderson is an excited fighter. If it's an exciting fight, I think you're going to see the best out of Frank Sanchez. If it's a boring fight, I think you're going to see Jared Anderson get exposed. But it's a great fight. It's a great fight to catapult Jared Anderson into the true top 10 of the heavyweight division, not just in the IBF, WBA, WBC, WBA. That's going to catapult him, you know, that's going to catapult him all the way through. That's going to catapult him all the way through. So, like, the true top 10 heavyweights, like, I'm going to name my top 10 heavyweights. And I think he will be on that list. You know what I mean? So, with that win. But it's really all about who control the fight. And if it's Sanchez controlling the fight, making it boring, slowing it down, making Jared Anderson gunshot, then he gonna win. And what Frank Sanchez like to do is use heavyweights' feet against them. You got some fighters that do that, and what he gonna do is, you know, most heavyweights got to set the throw, and when you set Frank Sanchez gonna move you off the mark, when you get ready to set again, Frank Sanchez gonna land a couple good shots and get out of there and keep you off balance with feints and movement. He fight like a smaller fighter, you know. So at the end of the day, how you deal with that is, you know what I'm saying, you can't slow down to his pace. You gotta fight your fight. You gotta be aggressive, you gotta throw punches, you gotta move forward, you gotta take his space away, and you gotta beat him up. But the dangerous thing about the Cuban fighters, once you start roughing them up and beating them up, they level up. You don't be like, oh, he can't fight at that pace, and then you bring the fire out of him, then all of a sudden them motherfuckers planting their feet and they can punch. All of a sudden they becoming aggressive and they become dangerous. You know what I'm saying? So the more you push Cuban fighters, the better, the more come out of them, the more dangerous they are. That's the dangerous thing about it. They can go to another level. They literally can go to another level. So that's what makes it so dangerous for Bob Arum to want to make that fight. But Bob Arum is no stranger in putting his guys in touch, especially when Jared Anderson complaining about how broke he is and how he need money, and how underpaid he is. So I don't think Bob Arum will have a problem making that fight if Al Heyman don't. And I don't think Al Heyman should have a problem making that fight. He ain't got no problem making these promotional fights no more, because he got to get that bag, he got to get that contract, keep rolling with Showtime. So if he can rinse somebody out or bring that fight to Showtime, he gonna do it. He gonna do it. So yeah, I'm all for that. It's a good fight. I think he can go either way. I like Anderson a lot. A lot of people don't like Anderson because of the comments he said about Deontay Wilder. Because I see y'all prop up a lot of guys that's not as good as Anderson at all. And every time Anderson get clipped, it's like, oh man, he got touched. It's the heavyweight fucking division. It's boxing. You gonna get touched. Oh, Charles Martin clipped him, but we just conveniently forgot. And he wasn't hurt versus Charles Martin. He might have been buzzed, but he wasn't hurt. You can always tell by the legs, usually. But I seen y'all putting dudes that's way worse than Anderson on the pedestal. Way worse. Y'all mad because what he said about Wilder and taking Fury. So what, dude? I'm telling y'all, man. This Pan-African black connection that y'all think exists in America, it don't exist amongst black people. There's not a black fraternity that's gonna connect us. Most of the time, if a crime is committed against another black person, it's by another black person. So don't get caught up in the facade of the black connection and us being, we not one. We don't look at each other as one. And not to say you can't root for your own people, but like I said before, y'all be having blind faith or blindly supporting people, and then they turn around and yank your ass back. So I don't get caught up in all because he picked him and I don't like him. Now if he say some raccoon type stuff or some off the wall shit about black people or pretending to black issues, then I understand that. But stating obvious about Fury and Wilder, that shouldn't get somebody's opinion that's logically said or not ignorant. Or, you know, he should be, you know, he should be able to have an opinion. He shouldn't be hated because he had an opinion. And he picked Tyson Fury. So what? So what? So what? So if that's the reason y'all don't like Anderson, that shit weak as hell. To me, that's super duper weak. Dude, nice. Real nice. So I support him. But him and Frank Sanchez, that can go either way. But if Anderson can trust his chin and close that gap, you know, we gonna have an instant heavyweight classic. Frank Sanchez, y'all gonna see Frank Sanchez get mean. You gotta force some Cubans to be uncomfortable to get the best out of them and get the most exciting out of them. They so programmed to pity pat, score, and get out of there and make it boring. Remember when Alfredo Agulo pressed Lara, and then Lara brought the beast out of him and swole his fucking eye, and they thought Lara had something in his gloves, or he thumbed him in the glove, even though the thumb is now stitched to the glove now. It's been like that for a minute, you know what I'm saying? So, like I said before, oh, this dude every day parked next to me, dude. I don't know if we going the same route. It's too early for that shit, dude. Literally, bro. I'm like, dude, do you know, like, where you at playing that loud music and that type of car you got, you gonna get pulled over? He turned that shit down. Because he sings, you're now entering Livonia, Michigan. Anybody know from Detroit, who know about Livonia? You know, I be trying to avoid riding through Livonia most of the time, but they got some good spots. got a couple bars I fuck with in Livonia. They got a couple food joints. They food joints way better than Southfield. Southfield don't be having shit to eat out there. For sure. But Livonia, man, I remember, man, I worked at Amazon. The police was running people plates in Amazon parking lot. You was coming out, they was arresting your ass. I sat in my car and watched them do that a couple times. Your girl work at Amazon, I wouldn't trust her. Especially work that late shit. You know what I mean? Pete girls used to throw this shit at me. Leaving 4 in the morning. I didn't have to try. That's why I don't like trying now, dude. I'm one of them few dudes that girls will walk up to. Even though people in general, no matter how mean I look, people still want to say, "Oh, you $1, nephew." I be looking like I be having "don't fuck with me" face on it. People still don't be caring. That shit was hilarious, dog. I be in my own world for sure. But like I said, in my house, I was my only child, so I just be in my own world. And I ain't got that much time neither, so if you a girl and I make time for you, you should appreciate that. Y'all young fellas out here, man, right now, you know, mid 20s, you know, less, you know, under 20, under 18, whatever, man. Enjoy your free time. For sure. Enjoy it. Because once you get older and become productive and get a family, or just be more productive, you ain't gonna have that time. But that's it, man. I think that's one of the best fights to be made in the heavyweight division overall. Championship, no championship. I think it's one of the best fights to be made. So shout out to Heavyweight Boxing Talk playlist, Boxing News playlist. Now I don't know if Bob gonna make it or not. But hit the link tree. Find me on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole nine. Hit the link tree. Like I said, check my new channel out, Free Game 89. Check my Detroit channel out. Find me on TikTok, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole nine. Appreciate the love and support. Peace.